this demonstration, in this particular optical art project, we're going to need a couple of really strong silhouettes. And by strong silhouettes, I don't mean a beach ball. You know, I don't just mean a circle or a baseball bat. I mean something that has real, really nice outlines and great contours. Okay, so we're going to go with a long shape about like this. We're going to do a couple of horses. All right, here we go up here. And then we're gonna go sort of, oh, my pencil broke. We're gonna go ooh, long and skinny. There's a long and skinny shape. Here comes the way it goes down this way. And then we're gonna go, you can probably guess what kind of horse this is in just a minute. Let's see if I can accurately do this guy. Sort of got a crown to him, right? Like that. That's right. If you guessed seahorse, then you're probably on the right track, and I don't mean racetrack. Okay, here we go. And then all of a sudden, we're going to have a triangle right about here. Boom. Womp, womp, and womp. Back here, that little flutter fin that keeps the seahorse floating around, and then we're going to make it a little bit skinnier right here into the belly. Looking good so far. That, I would say, is a distinctive outline. Am I not wrong about this? Get a little crazy here and come back. Lumpy, 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 lumpy. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Lumpy, right into the belly. There's our seahorse. Pretty good. Clean up some of these lines. And actually, this might be a little bit too big for this particular project, but we're gonna go with this and try to use it in the next section of our optical art project. Horse number 2 for this optical art project. I think the body is gonna go right about here, and we're gonna go loosey-goosey and make that kind of a shape for the front of the horse's neck. We're gonna come across like this. Going to add a body and go like this. You're saying, boy, that's kind of a compact looking horse. Wait till you see the final horse, my friend. Okay, so instead of the neck being this thick, we're going to make it come in, have a little bit of flare, have a little bit of flare here. And by flare, I mean a crazy mane that goes way out here and adds a lot of interest to our silhouette. There we go. And maybe forelock hair, you know, like, and then, oh yeah, then the face is going to be right about here. We're getting it, taking my time. Are you with me? And then this is going to go swoosh. There's the neck, there's the head. And then one of the front legs, about right there. I think we're going to go out this way, down this way. See how it's starting to form? And then the hoof cuts in there. Second leg, about right here. Straight down. Bent at the knee, kind of in, and then here's the hoof down here. Little space before you hit the back leg, which you really don't see in this drawing. It's going to be right about here. There we go. And then our last one, I think. You can play this video slower so you get an idea of how these legs go. Boom. And ba-boom. I think we're good right there. Let's give him some meat on that leg, or her. Get that round rump going right about there. Maybe this can go, even go down. Exaggerate a little bit more. There we go. And the tail, of course. Now that, my friend, is going to be an awesome silhouette. Legs on horses are hard to do. I will give you that much. Hoof right here. Come back in, maybe make this a little thinner. There, that's a little bit better. Boom. Clean this up with an eraser in just a minute. This leg's going to go whoop and whoop down into the where the other leg meets it down here. Can you see how that's developing the back legs? Back leg, rear leg. Maybe there's too much space here. I might want to change that in the final drawing. And there's not much space between this and the front leg coming down. Front leg coming down from about there. There we go, and hoof. So the two hooves combine right there, and then this front leg. There we go. Maybe a hoof like that. Maybe more like this. There we go. I'm going to have to clean this up a bit before we move on to the optical illusion part of this project. But that's pretty good. I may have to tweak it a little bit before we get to the optical illusion part. But there you got two horses. The seahorse, the regular horse, and we're off to the races. Okay. We're going to go over our horse silhouette. You can see that I left him pretty much alone. I've erased a lot of the darker lines so they don't show up if I decide to use paint on this bad boy. But I imagine my horse is out on the range, and I've hung a big old sun out here in the desert using a pot that I have, and I traced around it to get a perfect circle. You may have compasses at home or lids to yogurt containers, stuff like that, but this one is an Al Roach original. Al Roach was a student of mine back in Lakewood, Ohio. Wow, way back in the 70s. Hey, Al, if you're there, man, I still got it. And every time I pick this guy up, I think of you. I think of you, Al. Al went on to become a professional potter who lives in New York. Okay, moving on. So this is out on the range. We're going to put a line across here right through the horse's belly, and we're going to go right up into sort of a mesa. It's a flat-topped mountain, has a flat top like a tabletop. Therefore, it's called the mesa. And then we're going to have some lazy clouds come behind the mesa. I'm sorry, behind the mesa, but in front of the sun and behind the horse. And we're also going to have lines that go behind and in front of the horse to create even more of an illusion of this spectacular setting. Left him the same. The only part I don't like is where the tail runs into this part of the tail itself. So we're gonna change that just a bit, like so, and maybe make this tail cut in quicker and smaller. There we go. There we go, like that. Clean that up a little bit. There we have it. Okay, there he is. Pretty dark, but again, like I did on the other horse, I'm gonna lighten up things just a bit. I don't like how dark those are in case I end up using some yellows or lighter colors on this. I don't want the pencil lines to show through too much. Try to keep my art space clean, people. There we go. Now, he's underwater, so we're gonna he'll be easier. We'll bring some currents of water swirling through this picture, like so. Right now I've outlined the horse and the big old sun with this purple pencil. And next I'm going to outline all the rest of the things. So he stands out pretty easily now, right? You can see the horse and the sun pretty easily. But now we're going to do the optical illusion part. And sometimes you can't see the horse right away, sometimes you can. Here we are. Now I've done all the lines. And if you're a teacher, you may want to do this with certain age groups. If you do it with younger kids, of course, the silhouette's going to be a lot simpler, right? You might even want to use like a block letter or something really, really simple, like a simple little fish with a body and a tail, and then do all the lines of the current under the ocean. But once you get to 4th, 5th, 6th, and middle school, high school, the silhouettes can be more elaborate, right? So here we go. And before you add any more color, you might want to go back and lightly pick up any pencil that shows through, because I did my lines pretty dark. Okay, once I've done that, then it's pretty much like a checkerboard, like a chessboard. The blocks, the dark blocks and the light blocks. So wherever you start dark, like inside here, we'll fill that up with the purple. You can paint this in. You might be able to use oil pastels, but colored pencils and crayons probably are your best bet, so you have more control. Okay, it's chessboard, so this will stay white, this will be purple. And so on through the whole drawing. All right, so here's one of those instances where the black-white pattern is not going to work and you have to improvise. So I've got dark here, dark here, dark here, dark here, dark here. So I'm going to have to go, I went dark to light, and now I'm going to go dark against this dark, and then it's going to gradually get lighter. Come down this way. Let's see if that's going to work, because that can be dark to there. I think I'm right about this, but then it's got to fade out up towards this corner, and then over here it's going to be dark down here, and then fade this way, fade into the white. The finished product. Here we are with the seahorse optical illusion design, and I've gone ahead and put a tiny little X. See the tiny little X in each place that there's a dark and a light spot. So it's dark there, dark there, dark there, all the way down. So I planned it out. So there shouldn't be any places where I have to, like I did on the horse, where I had to fudge a little bit in my shading. So I'm going to go ahead and start on this one, fill it in with the green, and I may even blend in some blue after I've done some of this character, this seahorse character. I'll show you that in just a second. I'm going to blend this all the way across, and then I'll go into fast forward mode to finish this one off so it doesn't take too much more of your time. Let's go down low here, maybe about midway, and in the back of this I'm going to go in back of the seahorse. We're going to go with the green, and then I'm going to blend, because I love blending, blend into the lighter, into the blue. Here comes the blue. Blue pencil right here, just to add a little bit of a variety to the project instead of just making it green and white, green and white, green and white all over. We're going to go blend this into our green, and we'll have a couple of pieces that go blue to green. I've got the green, white, green, white, green, white checkerboard worked out. Now I'm going to blend in the blues from the edge, just like I did down here, to finish this seahorse off. So here are both of the optical pictures that I did. Hopefully you can see where the horse is on this one. And hopefully you can see where the seahorse is. And some people might say, hey, I want to outline him in black, but I kind of like it unoutlined so that your viewer has to be challenged to find where the actual object, the seahorse or the real horse, are located in the picture. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this one. Don't forget to like and subscribe.